Hello and welcome to Cover Story. Today I have with me Shekhar Iyer. He's a senior journalist, he's a former political editor and someone who knows exactly what is happening, who has a finger on the pulse of the politics of the nation. So Shekhar, today I have with you and I'm glad I have you all to myself, one person, so we can get all the inside stories out today on what is happening with the government, with the opposition. To begin with, we are right on the eve of the parliament session. So what do you think? We are hearing a lot that delimitation bill will come and Amit Shah is very committed to it. But how is he going to get the numbers?
Thank you, Priya. It's nice to be on your show.
Good.
You have done some very wonderful interviews and you have a knack of getting people to say a lot of things that they would normally would want to.
Well, my test is going to be how much I get you to say.
Well, this is that time of the year where, there's a lot of talk of cabinet reshuffle.
Yes, I was wondering, should we address that topic?
Changes in the BJP structure, preparing for the next elections, rather next round of elections. Of course, all attention is on Uttar Pradesh. And yes, everybody is talking about this changes in the government. That's largely because there has been a lot of meetings, and these meetings, within the party, between top party heads and the Prime Minister, and this has been preceded by Prime Minister holding a lot of meetings with his officials, particularly on the way forward in terms of governance, in terms of reforms. And I mean, it looks like, Prime Minister seriously taken into, I would call it criticism, but the kind of opinion being expressed by many, economists and others who feel, look, this is the time. You have the political capital and this is the time that, we should really move into that kind of reforms, the structural types. And so what everyone is expecting is, of course, there will be changes, to accommodate people or to take in representation from allies. But as well as I think what is to be looked forward is what is going to be the systemic change in the government in terms of departments, in terms of focus. I think there's a lot of homework that has been done by the Prime Minister's office. You saw that meeting the Prime Minister had with all the council of ministers in Bharat
meeting.
So what is, the expectation is something is going to flow out of all this.
But see, I like what you said, systemic changes. So is he going to, maybe do away with some ministries, the allocation of work will change?
Well, some ministries are actually overburdened. And each of these ministries are now, take for instance, Ashwini
Vaishnav.
He has got railways. It's a huge ministry, and with the kind of emphasis being given on infrastructure, connectivity, and the bullet train project, there are several things happening there. And he is overburdened, I would say. Then you have, along with that, he looks after the IT also.
And us, INB.
And then INB.
Yes.
Of course, INB has been the phase of those cabinet briefings and things like that. So there's a lot of, so I would, expect that some of the ministers who have got overload, they will be given more time and scope to work on those ministries. And a lot of junior ministers, you see, I think there is going to be a focus on the junior ministers. Because there are a number of them. And you haven't heard anything about them. There are so many of them, you haven't heard about them, and I am told in the last meeting that the Prime Minister had in the Bharat Mandapam, where he did, talk to them and trying to find out, how they look at things and have they seen what is happening, because the Prime Minister's stated objective has been Viksit Bharat, the kind of things that you need to do today. By the time India as a country, is able to tap its potential by 2047. That is how things have flown out. But the feedback that has come is, look, a lot of junior ministers feel that they did not get any work. They were not assigned any work.
MOSs का तो यही होता है. That's
यही होता है, but and other thing also, there is lack of initiative. Well, the side is there is too much of the Prime Minister's office supervision that many ministers don't feel like taking initiatives.
Yeah, they're scared. also okay.
No,
How it might be interpreted.
No, no,
There's a
whether
lot
they are
of-
scared or they just want to, I mean, they look to the PMO to, tell them what's next,
Solve
kind of
everything,
thing.
huh.
But at the same time, the Prime Minister also realizes this too much of concentration at the Prime Minister's office is also killing initiatives. In a sense, they're burying a handful of ministries and then ministers.
Huh.
Where there is a lot of ideation and looking at problems, looking at issues. A number of ministers, tend to wait for instruction, and
Play it safe.
I don't know how that will get addressed, because the Prime Minister's office under Narendra Modi ji has been is really the
Strong
I don't know if
central
you call
command.
it single digit or double digit or whatever. it has all the energy there.
That's true.
So
But speaking of, I know we are expecting a cabinet reshuffle. There's also been today on social media a tweet put out with actually allocating portfolios, which is very interesting. But nobody in this government dares to second guess. Maybe not 27 to 29th. I believe the Prime Minister is not in the country, but soon it should happen, I think.
yeah, I think the buzz in Delhi is it's around maybe first week of July.
First week of July.
First week of July.
So will he do BJP reshuffle first, Nitin Nabeen's team, and then the cabinet, or will it?
I think that is seems to be logical to expect that, because you're going to see more people. Yesterday you saw the new UP executive being announced, state executive.
They kept saying wait for that. Ab ho gaya wo.
So a lot of people have come in, a lot of young people have come in. So consequently, you're going, definitely what I hear is Nitin Nabeen, the new party chief, is ready with his list of office bearers, and there are going to be changes. I am told that changes will affect even the face of the BJP in the media. I mean, even the team of spokespersons.
Wow, so that level of
Yeah,
change.
there is going to be, because somewhere along they realize that there is an element of fatigue, in the government and in the party.
12 years.
And in fact, today a columnist has talked of a Kamraj plan.
I know, I was also reading that.
Surya Prakash ji
yes.
has talked of this time for a
Kamraj
plan, which Kamraj, the legendary Congress leader, came with the plan in 1963, and how he himself resigned as a CM of the then Madras state, and then Morarji Desai, so many people resigned during that period, and that was supposed to be a very big thing. And since then, even in the Congress party, we have often heard of this Kamraj plan.
But it's never been implemented after that.
No, yes, but once it happened during Vajpayee's time. You remember when Pramod Mahajan ji, Arun Jaitley, Venkaiah Naidu, they all came into the party.
Right. No, that I remember.
You remember that period?
Yes.
I think that was 2002, 2000, that period. They all came in, and then Jaitley had to go back.
To the
He went back to the government, and Pramod and Venkaiah stayed on.
in the party work. Yeah, Pramod was sent to Assam, I think. And
That was the time I remember. And so we have seen those changes happening then also.
But it could also be a way of honorable exit. Because this Prime Minister never likes to admit there is a wrong or any minister has goofed up. So instead of that, he'll give them an honorable exit, give them some kind of post in the party in the BJP party office. So that way he's not dropping them, but he's also getting rid of them.
No, a lot of leaders like, say, Bhupendra Yadav or Dharmendra Pradhan. Even as ministers, they have been doing a lot of party work, particularly important elections.
They are there, right.
They have been involved. And right now, starting with Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Punjab, Manipur, Goa, which is going to elections next year, early next year. Then you have got elections in 2028. The early part of 28, you will see Karnataka.
Yeah. Okay.
Then in the later part, by then Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan will come.
Semi-finals, it's called.
Yeah, and there is a lot of talk about the BJP chief ministers also.
That's the other one I've talked about, heard about.
BJP chief ministers, particularly Rajasthan, people have been mentioning Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh.
Some people are even mentioning Maharashtra, that he will be brought into the parliamentary board.
Of course, Devendra Fadnavis at the moment is handling a very crucial, he is playing a very crucial role in Maharashtra, between handling the coalition government there. Now, Eknath Shinde has started gaining strength now. And previously, before the split in the Shiv Sena with Uddhav Bhal Thackeray's party losing some MPs, and already there was a lot of friction between Shiv Sena and BJP.
Right.
Even it was said that there are a lot of tension arising out of overlapping ambitions of BJP and Shiv Sena. I mean, Eknath Shinde's Shiv Sena. Now, with these additions, these additions, which are the expansion, I would call it, Eknath Shinde's party, does have the support of central BJP, but that could also, in a way, alter the equations in Mumbai also. And Eknath Shinde's Sena has been waiting for a berth in the central cabinet.
Right.
So his
Were
son,
they offered
his
one?
son Shrikant's name is doing the round.
Shrikant Shinde.
So this reshuffle that we are expecting to happen will have to take into account these new allies have come. You see,
Raghav
between
Chadha.
In the last couple of months, the number of MPs who from the opposition to the NDA side is almost more than 2 dozen.
Yeah.
Almost 33 MPs.
Wow.
Yeah,
TMC.
The last one were
Uddhav
TMC,
Thackeray's,
UBT,
Aam Aadmi Party.
So many things have happened.
That's true.
So,
And this government actually rewards turncoats. They have not have a policy saying no rewarding turncoats. If they find merit in them, they have no hesitation in promoting them.
But then again, there is a problem with the status also, because the anti-defection law does not recognize split.
Okay.
So there has to be a merger. So in which case, when these Aam Aadmi Party MPs have come,
So
that has not seen changes in the party. And on the other hand, in Punjab, for instance, Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann is facing a lot of storm, which is certainly not in a teacup. It's much more than
much
that.
more than that, yes. Some other cup perhaps.
It's much more than so we are, I mean, if there are going to be changes, what extent of changes, how tectonic they will be.
Yeah.
Because often, many critics of Prime Minister say that they are often disappointed. A lot is built up, but finally it's very incremental. But I do see scope for a very big change. Next year, sometime when you have to choose the next president to succeed Draupadi Murmu.
Yes.
Because next year you will have a election of a new president. So that's the time there is a lot of possibility. One of the
Big Four has already expressed interest that he wants to.
One of the 4 could be
to send promoted
be
there. One of them wants to. He's already expressed an interest.
There is a lot of possibility. So that is but I think their attention in terms of the party's attention seems to Uttar Pradesh.
So, you said Eknath Shinde has a lot of support from the centre. Is there a faction with centre and state, versus their own chief ministers? Is that happening? We are seeing in the BJP, the double engine sarkar. Because I am very curious as to how this Ram Mandir funding controversy, we don't see such issues being played up in the mainstream media, but it is being played up, maybe at the behest of someone, because No,
I don't think it has to be behest of someone. See, what has happened is, when the whole thing, the Prime Minister's office as well as the Government of India's role as per temple was more of a facilitation. That the construction management being overseen by Nripendra Mishra ji, who is the former Principal Secretary to Prime Minister. The more focus was on completion of that project. But as to the
Fund
actual,
management.
the management of the temple was left to this Kshetra Tirth. Which was largely, handled by Champat Rai, a former Vishwa Hindu Parishad leader. So, but then the whole question is the way it has come, and it started with allegations. There was first allegations regarding Ayodhya development or redevelopment. How property prices were going up, real estate getting a boost, and people close to power,
buying land.
Already buying land, and then, it started with that. In fact, Pawan Pandey, the Samajwadi Party leader who was, who says he is the whistleblower, he first started with all those constructions happening around Ayodhya, saying that people are making money and this and that, and there's a lot of scam, a lot of allegations, not in terms of real. But in this particular case, what the SIT has come, see, incidentally, in the management of the temple or in anything, Baba, that is UP Chief Minister, has not been involved in any way at all.
So, it is not face off between centre and state.
In fact, I don't think he had any role other than in the initial part, and then whatever the Uttar Pradesh government had to do to develop Ayodhya's economy.
He does.
And then in terms of connectivity and in other related activities, which has largely helped that region. Otherwise, Ayodhya was a sleepy town,
No, because we had a Congress, Supriya Shrinate last week in conversation. So, she was hinting at a face-off between Yogi Adityanath and Amit Shah on this issue, on this temple issue. So, I was just trying to figure out if there is any such thing.
No, I think on the contrary, I have been hearing that, the setbacks that the BJP had in 2024 Lok Sabha elections. Since then, there has been a change in the chemistry between these two leaders.
That's interesting, huh?
See, 2024 was there were difference of view regarding selection of candidates. We are told that Baba did not want some candidates to be repeated. Some of them who had done 2 terms, including the Ayodhya candidate. But then the central BJP, largely influenced by the so-called surveys and whatever feedback they were getting. And then the result was that even Prime Minister's constituency, see the difference in the votes that the Prime Minister got in 24 and 2019, that went down.
They did, yes.
So, there have been alarm bells ringing that because UP remains a very tough challenge. And one thing you can be sure, neither Yogi or Amit Shah ji will, they ever underestimate the ground situation. They could go wrong in their choices, they could go wrong in their estimation. But in terms of, in time assessment and preparing for it, they are second to none in terms of, because this is very serious, this is going to be serious, and after what happened in the Lok Sabha elections, they have realized that you need to get the party, not only get the caste arithmetic right, but you want to look at constituency wise and you have to bring new faces. See, and the other problem, Priya, which is what I am told the BJP central leadership has seized is, ever since this UGC regulation about UGC regulation, and where a lot of people belonging to the non-reserved categories, I mean particularly the the general communities, particularly whether it is Brahmins or Thakurs or the other communities who don't get benefit, who are not in the mandal kind of thing. There has been a feeling that there is too much of emphasis on OBC politics and that they are getting left out. And this is something which is worrying, because the non-OBC
backward caste,
that communities have been the original support base of BJP. But BJP has undergone a tremendous change in terms of social engineering, and there is a lot of emphasis on OBC and there is a sizable voter base. So this time they will have to balance between that now OBC base seems to be more traditional than because other parties are eyeing it, including Mayawati. Mayawati has been openly talking about again reach out to the Brahmin voters. Then
Akhilesh has his
Akhilesh
alliance.
also, he has been even last time you saw in 24 also,
he aligned.
the
He
number
did
of
the
Yadav
engineering
candidates were not, they did not dominate in the list like earlier times. So every party is reworking their base and their, in terms of representation they give. So that is where I think the BJP leadership, that's why the UP executive, the composition of the new,
UP,
it's very interesting.
I'm going to take a break and come back, and I really wanted to ask you about how you read the composition of the new UP executive, what the BJP is planning for UP, and of course the road ahead. So stay with us. Hello and welcome back to a very interesting cover story conversation. I have with me Shekhar Iyer, veteran journalist, columnist, someone who knows the insides of what is happening in our political system. So we were talking about the newly constituted UP state executive. How do you read that?
Well, they have brought in a lot of new people, lot of new faces, and lot of people, who have that so many years ahead, who will have more energy, more dynamism. There is a big generational change, and this list also reflects people who could be eventually be fielded as candidates. So that could mean a lot of the sitting people could
get.
Of course, some of them are sitting members also. That could see.
But BJP
like for instance, Anshu Sharma, who was personal secretary to the Home Minister Amit Shah ji, he has moved into the executive.
Okay.
And you have Rajnath's second son, Neeraj, has got into the executive. And after his elder son Pankaj Singh has been wanting to concentrate on other things. So you are seeing a generational shift already happening. So, and also in terms of representation, they have taken care of the Dalits, they have taken care of the extreme OBCs. So there is a bit of thinking that has gone into, because there was back and forth consultation between the central leaders, Chief Minister Yogi ji and others, to because that could be the way forward for them. Maybe this is a test case and how they want to move.
Yeah.
And I think already that kind of postmortem, postmortem in sense of, I won't call it postmortem, in terms of assessment as to how each legislator has performed, what is the feedback.
All that is
BJP
started.
is good, and that has started in full measure. That has started in full measure, not by one agency. Several people are at work so that they get a 360-degree kind of thing.
A picture. Okay. Also, you read the recent reports against the Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister. You hinted at a change over there. Again, these reports, there is also speculation that someone is feeding these reports. Some cabinet ministers feeding these reports is what one is also hearing in the buzz. How do you read them? Do you see he's being changed, and who can come in?
No, I don't see any immediate change. You have seen after about, say, 24 hours, the BJP has mounted a defense.
Yes, I saw Amit Malviya and others.
Coming, and before that, in Bhopal also you saw the state BJP chief and some ministers were fielded. And basically the argument is that his own, all the property that have been mentioned in the report are already mentioned even in his affidavit.
So they were bought.
And it is the large, the question is his relations have bought new lands, and there is no specific illegality as such. But obviously, perception matters more. And Mohan Yadav was a surprise choice when he replaced Shivraj Singh Chauhan. And in the party, there are other leaders who would like to, there are many of them. But then, this has been a problem in Madhya Pradesh. After a long, they have been there at least, this is the 4 times you had Shivraj Singh Chauhan as Chief Minister,
right.
And then BJP has been there for a long time. And a number of BJP leaders are facing this kind of scrutiny, where these allegations have come. But as far as Mohan Yadav is concerned, I do not, and surprisingly, Priya, you noticed, the defense for Mohan Yadav has come from Akhilesh Yadav.
Because he's a Yadav. Yes, I saw that.
Within the opposition.
He spoke first before the BJP leaders also spoke.
Yes, they said, look, and Akhilesh ji went on, went so open to say that this is a very concerted move to change the BJP chief ministers, and he is being targeted.
Tarnished, yeah.
And incidentally, Mohan Yadav was projected as the Yadav phase of the party even in Bihar elections.
Yes, he went
to campaign for the party. Yeah. He has been deployed elsewhere also.
So now to change him doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but I don't see a change. But at the same time, they will continue to mount a defense. And see, the problem is, as I said, it's perception versus reality.
Yeah.
But again, it is not just with Mohan Yadav ji himself, but there are other ministers, they will also come under scrutiny. Because this is one area where, the BJP could be put on the defensive.
It could, but they never admit they're wrong. It's not that there have not been scams, but they never admit to it. There was a Vyapam scam with Madhya Pradesh CM allegation. They never addressed it, they never admit it. And compare that to Sonia Gandhi and the Congress. In fact, I think one of the Congress cabinet ministers said, we are victims of Sonia's very Christian sense of morality, where on an allegation you resign. They've all been given a cream chit, but UP has been scam tainted.
No, I do not know that whether no two scams can be compared.
Okay, fair enough. But the reaction to the allegations?
It's not, but reaction came too late. That's why by the time 2014 elections were held,
They were already.
they were overloaded. I mean, even if there were resignations, they did not help.
No.
Because the perception was very strong.
So, which is why this government is playing it smart.
I think Prime Minister Modi himself would be very, very aware of, what happens if you adopt an ostrich-like approach. But at the same time, Priya, I think the BJP will also try to see that, look, at this rate, you go about, then, your wickets could fall one after another, which would also give a handle to the opposition. So, that is also a thing they will take into account. But then, there is a lot about the timing, because the fact that it has come now just before Uttar Pradesh elections. So, some people even say, well, this is where, you cannot do anything to him.
He's untouchable.
Because already Akhilesh is speaking about it. And this could have impact on UP elections. And the BJP has to do a fine balancing between, managing the non-OBC communities and the OBC support base, the newfound OU support base. So, it's a tightrope walk, but then perceptions do matter, and particularly it will affect the BJP not so much in its rural base, but more in the urban areas, where the perception will grow stronger.
Yeah. Which is already, in terms of this, are we seeing, on Twitter, social media, the buzz, early on you could not say anything against. Is there some kind of a dissatisfaction, or you don't find anything against the government, whether it is about fuel price hike or the way this NEET exam was conducted or
So, definitely, when it comes to our education system,
even new CBSE
a lot
laws.
of youngsters are feeling very, very exasperated. I mean, sometimes they are filled with anger also. The fact that whether the CBSE or the NEET thing, and it's not about just fixing that exam system. The whole, lakhs of people taking exam, and the way it is being managed. Then finally, with this kind of technical glitches, the whole idea is how to ensure you have a proper entrance exam which is fair, and at the same time, doesn't give so much of tension. I mean, look at what has happened to all the parents. I mean, even this whole culture of quota, tutorial colleges coming up.
Yeah.
Why do we make it as a do or die kind of thing?
But that's a legacy problem. That has
no. It is a legacy problem. But when Prime Minister is talking of Reform Express, and the Prime Minister is talking of changes, I think education has been one area where this government could not focus much attention. Look at infrastructure, you look at what has happened in agriculture, there are other areas, lot of things have happened. The last 12 years, nobody, even the worst critics of Modi cannot dispute that. But at the same time, there are some areas which also casts, an impact on the future, particularly our education system. And also, what has happened is, you see, every government during the education is one area where there is a lot of these ideological issues are involved. But apart from ideological issues, you also see that this system needs a change. And where, people don't have to go through this. Is there not a different way of doing it? And so many suggestions have come, Priya. The last few days, you have seen some very good articles. I mean, throwing up a lot of, I do not know which idea will work, but definitely we need to assure our younger people.
That's something.
That, this is not the way to go about it. Because you are dealing with, how are you dealing with our young people?
Future. So, we are out of time, but before I let you go, I want to ask you about my first question, the delimitation bill. Do you think, because were you there in the 12 years anniversary, I believe, Amit Shah, that's all he spoke about was the focus of the delimitation bill. And he is very keen to get it passed. Do you think they'll get the numbers and it will be introduced again in this session?
No, you see, even after these new additions, they are still short of numbers. I am not sure whether they would want to go through the same drill again.
Without the numbers.
And again have another, because unless they are absolutely sure, because I understand even now they are short of at least more than a dozen.
More than, yeah.
So, I do not think they will take, but at least now what they are talking of is, see, last time the debate, it came at the faggot of the debate. where when Akhilesh Yadav ji asked, Home Minister, you are talking of, these ideas of increasing the strength of parliament and state legislatures by 50%, and that 50% becomes the 1/3 quota for women. But that is not mentioned in the bill. Now, I was told in one of those drafts, this was indeed there. But finally, the bill that was presented to parliament didn't have it.
Right.
And there was a lot of questions within the government asking why it was not pursued. So maybe when the numbers are ready. And another thing, Priya, now, some parties which were in ruling, where they were ruling in the state, now they are in the opposition. Take for instance the DMK. Now they are in the opposition.
Right.
So with just 39 seats in Tamil Nadu, with the kind of change that Vijay has brought, they may also like the numbers to go up in the hope that their representation will not go down purely in part because if the Tamil Nadu seats, just for example, were to go up from say from that 40 to 60, it's not that Vijay is going and Congress is going to sweep every seat.
Yeah.
So every party is assessing, what it is term for them.
Yeah.
More than.
But DMK will it? There's no way DMK can support this or even abstain. That will be seen as a.
No, you see, one thing is clear on the ground about talking of Congress DMK relationship, they have gone down.
It has.
It has gone down, and the DMK rank and file, and including the top leadership, is terribly upset with Rahul Gandhi. Terribly upset with Rahul Gandhi. So, but will that mean, because in terms of, they would not appear to be seen moving closer towards BJP. But there could still be a scope for some kind of support on certain issues. Because I am told there have been informal discussions between some representatives of the BJP and the top DMK leaders.
In fact, Stalin's son-in-law is very close to BJP.
I am told there were some meetings in at a hill station.
Okay. See,
in a neighboring state.
In a neighboring state. Now it comes out. So watch this space. We are going to get Shekhar Iyer back again, hopefully, to tell us more. But for now, that is all. Thank you, Shekhar. It's really been interesting talking to you. We've, I think, covered the BJP and the Congress for so many years. I've seen you as a political editor, Hindustan Times, Deccan Chronicle, and now, of course, someone who knows what is happening. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Priya.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.